Hi guys, this is Christina from Brush and Bristle Studio. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I'm going to go over how to use the ceramic car coaster mock-up today. You're going to use this in Photoshop or in Photopea. I'm going to do this tutorial, and this first part is going to be about Photoshop, and then the next part is going to be about Photopea. I'm going to go over everything about the mock-up in this Photoshop portion, and in the Photopea portion, I'm just going to go over the small change that is with the smart objects. So make sure you're paying attention to the Photoshop portion, even if you're planning on using it in Photopea. I will show you how you can use this in other programs as well. I have set this up to where you can use it in other programs. I'm just not doing a full tutorial on those other programs. I don't know all the programs that offer smart objects, but I know I have gotten feedback from some people who have not been able to use smart objects. So I've set this up to where you can use it without the smart objects. And I'll go over that in just a little bit. So let's get started by looking for our smart object layers. I have those tabbed with the color red, so you can find those here. Also, I have this set up in two different ways. You can change both car coasters at once, or you can change them one at a time. If you want them both at once, you'll make sure you're using car coaster both at once. If you want it individually, select the car coaster individual. So to get started, let's go ahead and double click on our smart object thumbnail, and you can do it since we're in the both at once. It doesn't matter which one you do, it'll change them both. So double click that, and then just a quick note, I am going to treat this like it is for an absolute beginner, just because I know there are a lot of people that come in and then will get these and they don't know how to use an art program at all. So please bear with me and give me some patience as I try to take it slower for our newer people. So once you're in here, you want to go to File and Open, and you want to navigate to the car coaster that you want to do. So let's find a cute one. Once it's open, you want to copy this and paste it into your smart object document. And to do that, you want to first select all by pressing Control and A, or you can get this marquee tool right here and drag and drop it. And once you see the marching ants all around the border, that means that it's all selected. So now you want to copy it by pressing Control C, or going up here to Edit and pressing Copy. Once that's done, you can close out of this and you'll be back in your smart object document. So press Control V or go to Edit and Paste, and it'll put it there. Now, if your design file does not fit this, that's okay. You can press Control T or go to Edit and Free Transform. You can also contact me and I can make you a custom sized one. So if you do all of yours, I think mine are sized at 3.5. So if, let's say yours are sized at 250, 2.5, you can contact me and I can size it for that way. That way it's one step you can cut out of your thing. So I'm all about trying to make things go as quickly as possible. If I can save time doing it, I will. And I want that for you guys as well. So if y'all need me to resize anything, just let me know and I'll take care of it. But once you have this set to free transform, you'll notice you have these little anchor points that pop up all around your design. Now, you can click on one of these and you drag and drop it wherever you want to get it to the size that you need. But let's say your design is like this, and you need to only mess with this one side. You can come up here and check that link off. This is with your width and your height, so it'll make it to where you're not changing the size of everything proportionally. It'll only focus on the one that you're actually clicking on. So you can do it like that. As I said, I try and find ways to like work as efficiently as possible. So let's say the design is like that. I'll leave that check selected. The link will stay on, and I will just press and hold shift while I grab this corner icon or this corner anchor point, and I'll just drag it and drop it right there. And it's super fast. That way you only have to deal with one thing at a time, and you don't have to keep going back up and pressing that link button all the time either. So now that you have this ready, you could either press that checkpoint that was up here, or you could press enter, and that will accept the changes from your free transform. And now you want to save this and update your smart object. So you're going to press Control S, or you can go up here to File and go Save. And it's saving. And there you have it. It's on both of your coasters for you. I'll show you how to do this in just a second. Let's see. Individual. I have this left one is linked to the both at once. So if you change that, change the both at once, or if you change this left one, it'll change the both at once. And then you can come over here to this right one, and if you open it, let's go put in this, and you'll see it's on that one. So it's really quick and easy to use. And I try to give you this option to have separate, because I see a lot of people that will do two different ones. So options. It's never bad to have options. Now, if you're using a different program and you want to use this mockup, but they don't have smart objects, you can still use it by, like, let's paste that latest design in here. Now, as you see, you can see that it is hanging in both of them right now. And we don't want that. I would recommend hitting Control T or going to Edit and Free Transform, and you'll see the anchor points around the design. So that will help you like size it properly. So you can just move it over and then resize however you want, and then hit that check mark, and that'll put it right where you wanted. And then if you're trying to do the same design on that one, you can press Control J, and that will duplicate this layer that you just did, and then you can just drag it over there. So this way you can still use the mockup without smart objects and get everything done that you need to be done, and it'll still have all these other features on it. I'm going to go ahead and delete these really fast, and I'm going to show you some of these other options that you've got available to you. So you've got this highlights and shadows folder right here, and it's going to be the same down in the individual as well, so I'm not going to go over it again down there. But if you go here, you see you've got highlights and you've got shadows, and up here are your blending options. So if you see, like, you've got linear dodge add on highlights and you've got linear burn, I do not recommend messing with this blending mode on either of these. There's only one blending mode I'll say that you can mess with, and that's down here in your backgrounds, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But with these, if you change the color mode, it can actually like affect the design underneath of it, like change the coloring to it. So I'd leave that alone, but feel free to mess with the opacity and the fill. You can come up here and like, if you hover over opacity or overfill, I don't know if you can see, there's like a tiny little hand and it's got like a 2-pronged like arrow, like arrows that go either way. And that's saying you can drag it right here to either the left or the right, and it will affect things. So let's make it darker. We'll drag it to the right. You see it's significantly brighter right there. Or we can take it down. You see? Another way that you can mess with this is by clicking the drop down arrows, and it'll pull up a slider, and you can just drag and drop the slider. Or you can just click in a spot and the slider will go there. Now it's the same with shadows. You've also got this extra highlight shadows group right here. If you toggle this on, you'll see things will pop just a little bit. I set up 2 filters in here, and you're welcome to mess with them. I've got a brightness contrast filter and a vibrance filter on in here. You can double click the icon and it's going to open up its properties panel with sliders. So you can drag and drop the sliders wherever you want, but as you see, it's affecting the entire mockup. So be a little mindful when you're messing with that. But that should help you with your mockups, making them stand out. Let's see, the last thing, well, I'll go over this too. If you've got your drop shadow right here, it's going to work just like the highlights and shadows. So again, don't really mess with the blending mode, but you can mess with the opacity and fill to make it darker or lighter. You can also move it. So feel free to make it look however you want it to. Let's see, I've also got backgrounds here. And as I said before, this one is one that you can mess the blending mode on. So this comes with the white shimmer background, a marble background, a wood background, and a paper background. This orange tabbed layer is an optional layer that you can mess with. I leave it turned off, but you can turn it on and you see that you've got a color there. If you double click this color palette, it's going to open up your hue saturation properties panel. Sometimes when you first turn this on, a color won't change, and most of the time that's because this accidentally got unchecked. So just make sure that's checked and the color should pop up. To change the color here, you can mess with the sliders by just dragging and dropping to whatever color that you want. You can make it more vibrant, less vibrant, lighter, darker, whatever you need for your design. I'll make it a little bit darker just for now so you can see. So this applies to all of your backgrounds. See, when you click through, you can see it on all of them. And when you click on that layer and you go up to your blending mode up here, you can change it to color. And if you see, you've got the purple color really stays where they're supposed to be color, and then you've got the wider, lighter areas in the marble as well, as opposed to your normal mode, which makes it all more of a flat purple. You don't have a lot of the white showing through. So, and it's kind of like that on all of these. So I recommend doing it on color, but again, it's a preference thing, whatever floats you guys' boat. But you've got the options available to you. But yeah, I think that's everything that I can go over in this for the Photoshop portion. But if you guys have any questions about how to use the mockup, how to use Photoshop, how to use this in other programs with just the masks, whatever, feel free to contact me. I'm always around to help. you can comment below. You can send me a message on Etsy, whatever. It usually takes me about a day to get back to everyone. I try to get back to everyone before that, but I like to say at least a day just in case. You never know what life's going to give you. But yeah, if you're going to be interested in seeing the Photopea version of this, stick around. And if not, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay guys, I'm going to go over how to use this in Photopea now. So for those of you that don't know what Photopea is a free web-based software that you can use, kind of like how you use Canva in a web browser. You can do the same with Photopea. You don't have to have an account. It's 100% free. And you can use it on a PC in a web browser or on a smart device like an iPad or a phone on a web browser, which makes it really convenient to use. So to get there, go to photopea.com and then you'll upload your file. And as you see, I've already got it open. So as I said in the first part of this tutorial, I'm not going to go over absolutely everything again because Photopea and Photoshop are so similar. There's only one real tweak in this, and that is with how we're going to load in and save the smart object. So bear with me for just a minute and I'll go over that stuff. So remember to find your red tab layers. These are going to be your smart object layers. So double click on that thumbnail and it opens up your smart object document. So in Photoshop, we would normally go File and Open, but we're going to go Open in Place. All right, so go ahead and navigate to the file that you want to mock up. And I don't know if you noticed, but it went ahead, copied, pasted, and set to free transform. So it cuts out several steps for you, which makes this actually quicker to use in Photopea than in Photoshop. So something to think about with trying to decide which one to use. I'm always trying to find more efficient ways to do things. So if you're trying to really be efficient, I'd use Photopea because it just cuts out more steps. So again, you just do your resize here. Look for your link. You can turn it on and off. I, of course, like to hold Shift down just because it saves me from having to go up here and click that all the time. Again, efficiency. So once you're happy with it, click that check mark and go over to File, and you can hit Save Smart Object, or you can press Control S. But make sure you don't hit one of these other saves because it won't save right. So Smart Object updated. If we go back over, there you have it. So again, everything else is exactly the same. You just double click like the icons here to change those. You've got your different background options, all that stuff. So I think I've covered everything there is about this mock-up. But if you guys have any questions about Photoshop, Photopea, the mock-up, whatever, feel free to reach out to me. You can comment below. You can message me in my Etsy shop. I'm always happy to help. It can sometimes take up to a day for me to get back to you, but I'll get back to you for sure. But yeah, I hope you guys have found this tutorial helpful and y'all enjoy the mock-up. Hope y'all have a great day.